It's like everybody's in the band is going, who can finish the whole song first? That's exactly what it sounds like. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Low End University. Once again, I'm excited to present another episode from the Patreon archives. I only do full albums over there nowadays, and I thought this was a good time to get some of the single songs I did onto the channel. I hope you guys enjoy this episode. It's a special one because Joe Raposo himself, who plays bass for Lagwagon, Rich Kids On LSD, commented on my very first video featuring the song Betrayed and said, you have to check out the live version of our song Blocked Out, which was in West Berlin, Germany in 1988. And this was very early on in my punk rock discovery journey. And you could just see my mind being blown. It still is when I hear this stuff, but that was early on, and it's just very endearing watch, coming unglued from the inside out at what I was hearing. So without further ado, here's the live version of Blocked Out, my first reaction and analysis from Rich Kids On LSD. Hope you enjoy it. That's a great live drum sound. So the mix on this, guitar and bass-wise, it's a little raw. I don't think I'll be able to pick up on a ton of the nuances, but I'm hearing the overall vibe of the song. It's not as dark as Betrayed was. Granted, Betrayed was from a later album from 1994, so this is earlier in their stint. This has a bit more of that. Again, I'm hearing some major key, kind of happier, upbeat tonality. This sounds more like the ska punk I might have been familiar with from other artists. But let's keep going. It's a great drum sound. I'm hoping the bass nuances aren't buried too much because this one's been highly requested, but see what I can do. Let's keep going. Is that bass or guitar? Could be either. Let's keep going. Whoa! It's like pulling the rubber band back for almost 30 seconds, just building up crazy fast drums. The hi-hats, that little break that came in. I mean, the whole way the song started just foreshadows some amazing energy. So I feel like we're about to take off, but I wanted to stop because I heard some like really Maiden-esque lines in there. Really interesting. I kind of heard like a, almost like Number of the Beast. We're up here in D major so far. I haven't got some of the other chords yet, but I can hear where the tonal centers around D, but I kind of heard this like, I thought I heard some kind of just bass shredding going on there. And of course, that guitar was doing a big octave, and just tremolo kind of thing under it. Really interesting layers going on. Yeah, listen to that. This is a whole different thing. what the hell? That is so fast. It feels like everybody's, it's like everybody's in the band is going, who can finish the whole song first? That's exactly what it sounds like. The bass is going 90 miles an hour. I heard those little ride bells that were just upbeats. It wasn't even blast beats, but it almost sounded like blast beats in death metal because the innate tempo is so fast. And the guitar and bass blend is a little fizzly. So I don't know if I can hear a lot of the nuances, but that's okay because I'm getting the big picture. But that bass thing was just like it has some fuzz on it, which aids in the kind of the muffled sound, has an effect on it, which is okay, but I kind of hear this like almost like a Van Halen passage, just the pull-offs. I just heard something really fast. He could be picking it. He could be adding picks with hammer-ons and kind of getting that more like Thunderstruck AC/DC kind of, which takes a lot of precise timing in the fretting hand to get that as clean as it sounds, despite the fuzz being on it. But I'm just enamored that everybody is like racing to the finish line to wherever this song ends and is seeing who can get there the fastest. But in another way, this has a very epic kind of prog sound. I mean, this is kind of the way like Rush's epic songs started. These big like majestic hits, and it's kind of major key. It's like kind of has that overture orchestra feeling, despite being packaged in this crazy as hell punk rock thing. So I'm intrigued by before anything, the whole arrangement so far. It's very different from Betrayed. So now I'm kind of getting a clearer picture of their musical path stylistically, where they might have been before they got to the sound on Betrayed. So this is fascinating. Again, as I said, I really like doing an artist I haven't heard of, but I've at least heard one song. Gives me some context. I have a reference point now. So this is, I'm interested to hear more things from this record. Truly. Let's keep going. Sounds like a blast beat, but it's not. Okay, they're doing that motif a lot. I've heard this in some of the other punk songs I've done. They're going real fast, and they break it up. They break up the whole second part of that phrase with a quarter note triplet. Dun 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 dun. And it gives it that kind of quick little glimmer of rhythmic discombobulation. I got that phrase right in another video. I screwed it up this time. But what I'm saying is, rhythmically, if I'm tapping the pulse, so it breaks up that kind of driving thing for a second. It just takes a little detour rhythmically. But what it does is it kind of reels you in, because you could get easily lost in the flurry of that tempo. You don't even know where the one is. It's so fast. But this kind of shows you where the phrases begin and end. And as a listener, that kind of helps me know where the flow of the song is at any given point. Right there. Ooh, they did the same thing there, but with a chromatic. Hear that little bit of chromaticism there. Let's see. Kind of heard it go down from the D. I don't know if they went all the way chromatic. Let's hear it. That's exactly what that did. Just kind of has a bluesy feel. Again, in Betrayed, it was very kind of like darker metal. I'm hearing more of that major key, more of that happy, upbeat punk thing going on here. And those bits of chromaticism give it that kind of jovial, bluesy sound just for a split second. I kind of like it. Whoa.
finally some like rests. they're not long, but I heard kind of a chord and then a stop. There's a rest. It wasn't just full bore all the time. And I wish I could hear some of the nuances of the bass, because that's what I do here. But it doesn't detract from the fact that I can hear something going on. I heard just a moment ago, I'm not going to rewind, it was about 20 seconds, but just some crazy like open D string. Just playing up with those higher registers. Who cares what's going on in the composition? It's a lead bass moment, whether there's something else happening, whether the vocalist is singing or they're not. I love that just no fucks kind of thing. It's like, we're just going to go up here. At any given time, somebody can just like hijack the spotlight. And it gives this sense of just anarchy, just like chaos. And then you couple that with the fact that it's all been very major key. That's just such a contrast. I love when I hear these types of songs that there's that just chaos, but happy chaos. Something about that resonates with me, because when I first heard maybe my first punk song ever, ska punk, whatever, it was Less Than Jake. I've talked about this in other videos, but something about that contrast was there too. It was so crazy and chaotic, but it just had like an upbeat, positive feeling just in the chord choices, the note choices. And there was something just really accessible about that, even though I didn't really understand it. Truly. Ooh, her little bass run in there. It's not like it started on an A. You can hear it for a split second there. Just a flurry down. I could hear that a little better. That's such a Maiden kind of bass break there. It really is. Like, even the tone has that little bit of saturation and kind of drive on it, where the irregularities that are naturally going to happen when you play something that fast, an effect like that is great for smoothing them out. And you kind of get this warmer, just smoother legato sound, despite it being such a just crazy riff. But I can at least hear that part a bit. It sounded like he was kind of going between the third, the second, the one, and D. Maybe it was D major there. But he's got that open D string under it that he's kind of raking. You can kind of hear it pretty pronounced here. Let me hear it again. Yeah. Going to that C every now and then. But he's got that open string down there, the open D, and just playing notes in the scale up top. Just kind of that triplet raking. So one, or maybe it's one note and two open Ds. I can't hear that clearly, but... I mean, Number of the Beast, Iron Maiden. It's kind of that same thing. I love that. That's nuts, man. Yeah, there it was. Sounds like you went up 2 whole octaves. I don't know if I got that right. That's a real classic rock sound. Now that they go to that C, almost kind of has like a Deep Purple, kind of like Highway Star kind of thing, which is a classic song. There it was again, that high bass thing. Whoa. I didn't realize how long that was just an instrumental break. I was so caught up in the overstimulation of the tempo and all the things going on. The vocals have been out for a while. I honestly didn't even put that together. You know what this sounds like? It sounds like if you, going back to those major key sounds and those big, just orchestral kind of hits. It sounds like if you took an early Rush song, like something by like Fly By Night. Rush had a very happy sound before they got a little weirder and more experimental. Those first couple Rush albums, it sounds like if you took a song by Rush with a lot of that Neil Peart, just ear candy embellishment on the drums, and you sped it up like 3 times as fast as the normal track. Like you just popped it into Logic and then increased the tempo 300%. That's what this sounds like. But they're playing this live. That's what's crazy to me. And I thought I saw a comment that there was a video from this era, and I would be interested to do that. And maybe I should have done that, but this gives me a taste and some context on what they were like before Betrayed, which is the first song I'd ever heard. So we got 8 seconds left. Let me play it out. This was blocked out live from Rich Kids on LSD in 1988. And again, just having the context of hearing where they were musically prior to doing Betrayed, it's almost like they got a little slower for that song. But man, the second album, 1987, what can you say? Thanks for hanging with me. Cheers. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time.